Maxwell House Coffee presents Good News of 1939. The makers of Maxwell House Coffee welcome you once again to an hour of entertainment from the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Studios in Hollywood. And here's your host for the evening, Robert Young.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have another grand show for you this evening with our old favorites, Fanny Bryce, Hanley Stafford, Frank Morgan, and Meredith Wilson. As our special guest tonight, we have the popular singing star, Miss Virginia Barrow, Rita Johnson, dynamic young actress, plus a young man who's been away too long. Vacationing in Alaska since he finished his latest picture, The Crowd Roared. You all know who I mean, and I'm sure you'll give him the welcome he deserves. Your own Robert Taylor. We start the program off with, Hello? Meredith Wilson, hold the wire, please. Meredith, phone.
Oh, thanks, Bob. Hello? Oh, hello, Doctor. I'm glad you got my message. I didn't want to bother you in the middle of an operation, but I was worried about my throat this morning. Well, when I woke up, I couldn't say ah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an unscheduled feature of tonight's Good News program.
Painted with what? Oh, silver nitrate. Couldn't I use something cheaper?
How about a nice two-tone Duco job?
Well, I felt this coming on last night, Doctor. And before I went to bed, I tied a sock around my neck.
A sock?
Please, Bob. What's that, Doctor? Oh, I could do that. Yes, Doctor. I'll do that faithfully, and I'll be down to see you in the morning. I've got a leg I want you to look at, too. K.O., Doctor. Goodbye.
Well, Meredith, I understand you have a sore throat.
Well, yes, I have, Bob. Quite a condition there.
You don't say. Well, what is it with your leg?
Well, nothing. But, you know, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
You can't go wrong with a motto like that.
Surest thing you know.
Meredith, may I call your attention to another ancient adage?
Pray do.
Meredith, the show must go on, so if you'll be so kind...
Oh, yes. Well, we start off with a new arrangement of I've Got a Pocketful of Dreams.
I'm worth my weight in goldenrod. Lucky me, I can live in luxury. Though I'm not a millionaire, I'll never care, 'cause I got a pocket full of dreams. Lucky me, I can live in luxury. 'Cause I've got a pocket full of love. I got a pocket full of beautiful dreams.
Nice work, Meredith.
Thanks, Bob.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor for this evening...
Bob.
What's the matter?
What time is it, please?
Well, we just started. 5 minutes past.
5 minutes? Gee, Willikers.
Oh, that surprises him. It's 5 minutes past. I wonder if he knows it's Thursday. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I know you're all waiting to hear from our guest of honor. He's a man who needs no further introduction from me. So, without further ado... Without further ado, I now... Meredith! Meredith.
Pardon.
Hey, come here, Meredith. Do you mind if I ask you a very unimportant question?
Pray do.
Will you tell me why you gargle when I'm introducing our guest of honor?
The doctor's orders, Bob. You know when you fool with a pesky throat, you're monkeying with dynamite.
Pesky throat. With that and the misery in your leg, you're having a bad day.
Well, don't worry, Bob. I'll beat it.
Pray do.
What's that?
Beat it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to welcome to our Good News Hospital of the Air our guest of honor, Robert Taylor.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Bob.
How are you, Bob?
There we go again. Bob, Bob, Bob. Nobody knows who's talking to who.
Well, that's what we're up against every time we're on the program together. What are we going to do about it?
Well, I know what I'm going to do about it. I'm going to call you Fred.
All right, I'll call you Charlie. How do you like that?
Suits me, Fred.
Okay, Charlie. Say, Charlie, have you said hello to Meredith Wilson yet?
No, I haven't, Fred. How are you, Meredith?
Call me Misha. Say, Bob, have you heard any of the puzzles on the program?
Yeah, sure, Meredith. They were pretty tough, and I thought you were mighty smart to solve them.
Say, you couldn't give me a new one, could you? Another party this weekend.
Well, Meredith, I can't think of any puzzles offhand, but I heard a good joke the other day. Somebody told it at a party, and it went over big.
Well, swell. How does it go?
Well, 5 ostriches are down on the beach, and they all have their heads buried in the sand. Along comes another ostrich, looks around, and says, "Where is everybody?"
Where was everybody?
Don't worry, Bob. He's going to see his doctor in the morning.
Oh, you bet your sweet life. That reminds me, Bob, have you got a watch on you?
Yeah, sure.
What time is it?
About 10 after.
Well, thanks. Thanks very much.
Well, no kidding, Bob. It's great to be back here again with the gang.
And it's great to have you, Fred. Listen, I'll call you Bob. You call me anything you like.
Okay.
Have you heard any of the programs, Bob?
Yeah, I heard them both, and I thought they were swell. There's just one suggestion I'd like to make, though.
What's that?
Well, I think it's a mistake for Frank Morgan to run for Senate.
Well, you're 100% right, Bob. But the thing about Frank is that the thing about Frank is this. If by the thing about Frank is...
Hey, what is this?
Pardon.
What's the matter with him?
It's something with his leg.
No, it's my throat, Bob. Would you care to look at it?
Oh, me?
Sure, you used to study medicine. Just a little peek.
Oh, no, not now, Meredith.
Oh,
no.
please, Bob.
Go on, Bob. Look at the kid's throat.
All right, Meredith, open it up.
Don't get too close. You'll fall in.
Pretty dark in there.
How does it look, Bob?
It's like the lobby of the Biltmore. What's that little thing in the back there?
That's the house detective.
The house detective? The house detective? He can't hang anything on me. In the first place, the lie, and in the second place, she's my cousin. Now, how in the...
Frank.
What? Oh, I must have been dreaming. I guess I dozed off there a minute.
Minute?
Yeah.
Pardon me, Frank.
What is it, my fur-bearing young friend?
Have you a timepiece on you?
I have a chronometer presented to me by the King of Sweden. 108 jewels, platinum mainspring, iridium hairspring. The balance wheel is made of titanium. What's that? The dial is so luminous it throws a beam 100 feet on a dark night. Indicates the rising of the moon, the level of the tides, and on the hour, half and quarter, it plays the nocturne in E-flat.
Well, that's a wonderful watch, Frank. What time is it?
Well, it doesn't work. But judging from the sun, I should say it was around 5:15.
Oh, thanks.
Same old Morgan. How are you, Frank?
Why, Bob Taylor, how are you? I didn't see you.
Now, Frank, what's all this big surprise? I've been here for 15 minutes.
Well, honestly, Bob, I must have been asleep. I've been absolutely exhausted all day.
What have you been doing, Senator? Stumping the nightclubs?
Never mind those sly innuendos, you forward bumpkin. I've been suffering from a bona fide case of insomnia.
Insomnia? Well, you never suffered from it before, Frank. What causes it?
Well, I'm inclined to think it's my pajamas.
What's the matter? They too tight?
No, they get bunched up under my head.
Your pajamas get bunched up under your head. Don't you wear them?
No, I just keep them under my pillow in case of fire.
Well, I've got a great cure, Frank. The best thing in the world, if you can't sleep, is to play a little polo.
Oh, yes, I tried that, Bob, but my wife wouldn't let me take the horse to bed. As a matter of fact, I have devised a remedy for insomnia, which I find quite satisfactory. I've engaged a registered nurse, a very capable young girl, formerly with the Ziegfeld Follies. She reads to me, and very promptly, every 15 minutes, she gives me a treatment.
What treatment?
Well, she puts her arms around my neck and kisses me.
Why, you conniving weasel, that won't put you to sleep.
No, but it makes it a pleasure to stay awake.
That's a fine thing. That's the kind of story that won't help you get to be a senator, Frank.
Is that so? Well, now, let me tell you, Taylor, that when the people come to choose a senator, they've got... When the people come to choose a senator, they've got to... When the people choose a senator, there's a... Did somebody leave his motor running?
Pardon.
Meredith, what's the matter with you?
Why, Frank, I've been troubled by pain in the neck.
Yes, well, my wife's no rose either. Well, what are you going to do?
That isn't it, Frank. It's a sore throat.
Oh, well, say, Meredith, I know just what you need.
What's that, Frank?
A trained nurse. I'll give you the girl that's been taking care of my insomnia. I'm discharging her tonight.
What for, Frank?
Well, she's got sleeping sickness. Well, so long, fellas. I'm going out and dig up a new nurse.
Bob, what time is it, please?
Now, listen, Meredith. Virginia Barrow's here. Will you please gargle later so you can play for now? She's going to sing I've Got a Date with a Dream. That'll cure Morgan's insomnia.
A gentleman once wrote a beautiful hymn to the sun. I was promptly impressed with the score. Such a strange, exciting tune. But now that you have found your way to my heart, I wish the day would hurry by, wish the sun would leave the sky, and let me sing a hymn to the moon. For I've got a date with a dream divine. I've got a date with a dream who may be mine. I've got to hurry and dress to meet him at 7. When any old corner becomes a corner of heaven, blue heaven. I'm going to dance with a dream. We'll dance on air. I'm going to speak to a dream and tell him I care. And when the evening is over, I'll kiss him goodnight, and then I'll have a date with a dream and meet him all over, for I... Got a date with a dream. I'm going to speak to a dream tonight, and when the evening is over, I'll kiss him, and then I'll have a date with a dream and meet him over again.
Now, Ted Pearson.
You know, Bob and friends, they say there's nothing new under the sun. But I guess about everybody's heard that.
Yes, I guess we've all heard it at some time or other. What's on your mind specially, Ted?
Well, whether or not there is anything new under the sun, I'm not prepared to say. But I do know that everybody who's drinking Maxwell House now is enjoying coffee that's even more delicious than ever before. It's made so in two important ways. So to those of you who haven't tried Maxwell House lately, let me tell you you're really missing something in your cup of coffee. You see, first of all, this already superb blend of the world's choice coffees has now been further enriched. You'll notice it with your very first cup. Notice at once an extra smoothness and mellowness. This new Maxwell House blend has a richer flavor, a deeper, more full-bodied goodness, than we believe you've ever tasted in coffee before.
Oh, stop it, Ted. You've got Bob Taylor running after a cup right now.
Well, and yet, Bob and friends, this improvement in blend is only the first thing that's been done to Maxwell House coffee. For Maxwell House is now roasted by a new process called radiant roast. This remarkable process uses radiant heat to penetrate each coffee bean, gives it not just a surface roasting, but roasts it evenly and thoroughly through and through. That's your further assurance of a still more full-flavored cup of coffee. And that, friends, is what you're missing if you haven't tried Maxwell House coffee lately. Get the new Maxwell House tomorrow in either 1 or 2 pound cans. Treat yourself to this coffee that now more than ever is good to the last drop.
No, Mama, that kid's here again. Fanny Bryce brings you her famous characterization of that daddy devastating demon, baby Snooks. Tonight, Daddy, played by Hanley Stafford, is seated in his library after a particularly trying day at the office. He's listening to the radio.
And so you see, the art of relaxing is quite easy to master.
Mm-hmm.
It is not necessary to have expensive hobbies such as stamp collecting and the like. Just bear in mind the 2 most important points. First, no matter how edgy your nerves may be, use a low-pitched, subdued voice.
Low-pitched, subdued.
Second, if you feel yourself slipping, shut out the immediate irritation by some soothing action, such as reciting a poem, humming a song, or even whistling.
Mm-hmm.
Little by little, you will regain your composure and nothing will ever be able to disturb you. I will continue my talk on the art of relaxing next Thursday at the same time. This is Dr. Meadows saying good night.
Sounds like good stuff. Under the spreading chestnut tree, the village smithy stands. Say, it works. I feel relaxed already. Oh, Snooks, don't do that.
Why?
You made me jump right out of my skin.
Well, do it again, Daddy. I didn't see it.
Now, what's the idea of jumping out of that closet and scaring me? You haven't been fooling with my stamps, have you?
No, Daddy. I just wanted to surprise you.
Well, I don't like that kind of surprise.
That ain't the surprise.
Oh, no? What is the surprise?
I just sent home from school today.
What?
Why are you whistling, Daddy?
Oh, I'm relaxing. I'm relaxing. Now, why were you sent home from school?
I don't know.
Snooks. Now, there must be a reason why the teacher sent you home. What did you do?
I didn't do nothing.
Then why did she... Why did she send you home?
Because I was the only one in the class who could answer a question.
Well, she sent you home because you were the only one who could answer a question.
Uh-huh.
What was the question?
Who put the mouse in the teacher's drawer?
Mouse. Now, that's marvelous. You stuck a mouse in teacher's drawer. That's wonderful.
You like it, Daddy?
Oh, I'll deal with you later for that. Now, leave the room and let me relax.
Why?
Because my nerves are on edge. Like jumping beans.
Let me see 'em.
See what?
The jumping beans.
Oh, I haven't got any jumping beans.
You said you did.
I did not. I said my beans were jumpy. I mean, my jeans were bumpy. Oh. What are you laughing at?
I can see the beans.
Where?
In your neck there, jumping up and down, up and down.
Yes. See? I can feel it with my fingers. And that's the jugular vein. It means I have high blood pressure.
What's that?
Oh, it's a condition well, the jugular vein is like a hose. If you go out in the garden and turn the new hose on full force, it'll have enough pressure to reach the roof.
No, it won't, Daddy.
Why won't it?
Because there's a hole in it.
A hole in that brand new hose? Who did it?
The little boy next door.
Snooks. You know as well as I do there's no little boy next door.
Yes, there is, Daddy.
What little boy?
The one the doctor brought from the hospital.
What, that baby? Why, he's an infant. He's only 4 weeks old.
Mm-hmm.
Now, look. Do you want me to believe that a 4-week-old infant made a hole in that hose?
Uh-huh. He came over this morning and stuck it with his diaper pin. I seen him do it, Daddy.
Why, you... Oh.
Whistle, Daddy. Whistle, Daddy.
Oh, that broken-down doctor with his whistling. How can you relax with that? I'm going crazy. Now, what are you laughing at?
The fiend is jumping again.
Now, listen, Snooks. I've simply got to relax. You understand?
Yes, Daddy.
I'm going back to my old system. I'll relax. Where's my stamp collection?
Uh-huh.
Hand me my stamp album. Oh, what are you yelling about?
Because I don't think you love me.
Oh, I do, too. I love you very much, Snooks. It's just that sometimes you make me lose my patience.
Are you sure you love me, Daddy?
Yes.
Then I'll get you your stamp album.
Oh. Well, maybe I'm a little tough with her sometimes. She's really a very affectionate child.
His album, Daddy.
Oh, thank you, darling. I feel better already. Now, let me look at these stamps. Oh! Good heavens! Snooks!
I think I'll go out and play now, Daddy.
Don't you move! What happened to my stamps? Where's my $500 Cape of Good Hope? They've all been ripped out.
The little boy next door.
Now, if you don't tell me the truth, I'll spank you every day for a month.
I was playing postman.
Postman? With my valuable stamps? Where are they?
I stuck them on letters and nailed them.
Where?
And there are one in every house on the block.
Every house? Where did you get the letters?
I found them in Mommy's drawer, tied up with a little pink ribbon.
Oh! Snooks, I've trained you to behave. I've schooled you. I've tried to bring you up as a good girl. I've bought you toys and presents. What more can I do for you?
Make the beans jump again.
Oh, now I'll relax.
Well, that'll give you a rough idea of why fathers get gray. And now Meredith Wilson plays another in his series of tunes you didn't expect to hear. The Continental. In a few moments, we are going to open the fall season in our MGM Theater of the Air, presenting a powerful drama entitled Rendezvous by George Beck. It will be played by Robert Taylor and a young lady I'm going to introduce to you now. A year and a half ago, she was playing in a radio serial on WHN in New York. Someone heard her, and between shows, she flew to the coast on borrowed money to make a screen test. That test was a failure. But before she boarded the return plane to New York, MGM made a test and signed her to a contract. You've seen her in London by Night, Man Proof, Letter of Introduction, and she's now on view in a picture called Rich Man, Poor Girl, in which I had the pleasure of appearing with her. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Rita Johnson.
Thank you, Bob. I really...
No, Rita, none of that. But join us now in that happy custom of ours. A moment of relaxation over a steaming cup of the new Maxwell House coffee. And what a treat a grand cup of coffee is at any time.
Sounds good to me, Bob.
Oh, you're right there, Rita. And let me add this suggestion to everybody listening. Whether you're sitting alone at the radio or with the family or among friends on these Thursday nights, why not actually join us at this time in a friendly cup of the new Maxwell House coffee?
I certainly second that invitation. And now, Meredith, up with some music as mellow as Maxwell House.
We now pause briefly for station identification.
We continue the second half of our good news program, in which you will hear a new hilarious satire, If Men Gave Showers for Grooms as Women Do for Brides. And now Maxwell House presents Robert Taylor and Rita Johnson in Rendezvous by George Beck.
Time, April 1918. A few minutes before 4 o'clock in the morning. The scene's a front-line trench on the Western Front. An American company is about to go over the top for the first time. The captain in command has just issued final instructions to his men. One young man, Private Arthur Parks, played by Robert Taylor, is hysterical from fatigue and strain. He's about to go to pieces.
I can't do it, Captain. You've got to do it, Tom. In exactly 1 minute, your company's going over the top. And you've got to be with us. Now, buck up. 45 seconds to go.
I won't do it, I tell you. I won't do it.
Yes, you will.
All right. If I'm going over the top, I'm going now.
Parks, wait for the signal. Wait. Parks! Oh, the poor kid. I got it. The signal, man. Let's go.
Wait for me. Wait. Don't leave me. This is my first time. I've never been under fire. It's not right. I'm bleeding. I'm hit.
Well, Arthur,
Who are you?
don't you know me?
No. Where'd you come from?
Out there.
Out there? No man's land?
Mm-hmm.
You're a nurse.
No, not exactly. Though some call me merciful.
I tried, but I lost my head. Now I'll get the devil from Captain Barrow.
No, you won't. Don't worry about it. You did very well. Very well indeed. He understands now.
What do you mean? How do you know?
I've just come from him. He was worried about you. You went over too soon and got hit, and it worried him. He looked back where you'd fallen. The poor man, he shouldn't have looked back. Such a pity.
He's dead.
Yes. So many are dead. So very many.
I couldn't help it. It's not my fault.
Of course it isn't.
I'm sorry you're worried about me, but it isn't my fault. I was never trained for this. I was always frightened of getting hurt. Dying.
You aren't really afraid?
Yes, I am, I tell you.
Of me?
You? No, certainly I'm not afraid of you.
Well, that's better.
Why should I be afraid of you?
No reason at all. Yet so many are.
Afraid of you?
Yes, and they needn't be, really. Am I so frightening?
No. You're quite pretty. I can't see you very clearly, but you sound like you're beautiful.
That's gallant of you, Arthur.
No, not at all. Now that I look at you closer, you're really lovely.
Thank you, Arthur. You're very nice yourself. It isn't often young people like you think I'm nice, much less lovely. Mostly it's only old people. Tired old people.
That's funny. Here I am talking to you as if we were old friends. I don't even know who you are.
I've known you a long time. Your name is Arthur Parks, isn't it?
Yes?
Skippy Parks?
Say, you must know me from way back. It's years since the kids called me Skippy. I'd almost forgotten it.
You were such a nice little boy. Don't you remember how terribly sick you were the time you had pneumonia? When they had to put you in an oxygen tent?
Yes, but only vaguely.
I was there then. Right beside your bed.
Were you? I don't remember seeing you at all.
I was there just the same. And the time you went skating when your mother warned you not to, and the ice broke.
Oh, yes. It took a pull motor to bring me around.
I was there then.
You were. Look, miss, I'm all mixed up. I'm wounded, and I've got a funny feeling, sort of dreamy like. But I know I'm not dreaming, not really. I know you're here beside me, and still it's all so odd. Me talking to you, a woman, in a place like this.
It's not so odd.
Whoever heard of a soldier having a quiet conversation with a woman on a battlefield? It doesn't make sense.
No, it never does.
You're so calm about it. I'm a soldier and so afraid. The easy way you take it, you'd think killing was an everyday occurrence with you.
Sometimes it gets so bad even I can't stand it.
That's more like how I'd expect a woman to talk. That's what I can't stand, the awful noise. You see, I'm a musician. I'm very sensitive to sounds. It's all right for the officers. War's their business. They studied it all about it, just as I studied music. Look at my hands. They're all calloused and cracked. I'll never play again. And the whole thing's so ridiculous. Such a waste. Because I'm not even a good soldier.
I wouldn't say that.
It's even my fault that Captain Marlow's dead. He was a good soldier. I should never have come here in the first place.
Didn't you know what it was going to be like?
I don't know. I thought kind of a glorious adventure. You know, the uniforms and the flags and the bands. I never liked brassy marches, but somehow when I saw Bill Heron and Johnny Cruz in uniform marching along, it kind of got inside of me.
And you joined up?
No. I was drafted. But I wanted to enlist. I wanted to very badly the day we got the news that Johnny and Bill were dead, killed in action. That made me crazy mad. And with Lorna, that's Johnny's sister, we were engaged. She wouldn't let me enlist. She carried on something awful and made me promise I wouldn't.
She was right.
Yeah. Lorna's always right. She's so wise. It was a terrible time for me just the same. You know, people with brothers in the trenches giving me funny looks. I could have spared myself all that by enlisting. Since they got me in the first draft anyway. The shells are coming closer. We better get out of here.
You needn't be afraid. Come.
Where to?
There are so many wounded, so many dying. I've got to go to them.
No, you better stay right here. It's safer.
Oh, Arthur. You still don't understand. Look at me. Closer. Closer. Into my eyes.
Oh.
Look again, Arthur.
Oh. You're dead.
Yes, my dear. I'm dead. No, don't shrink away from me. Don't spoil everything by being frightened.
Go away. Go away. Let me alone.
I can't this time, Arthur. You must come with me.
No, I won't. I don't want to. If you don't go away, I'll... No, don't touch me now.
It's time, boy.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. You're not frightened anymore, are you?
No. I'm sort of glad. No. Pain's so bad. What about Lorna?
She'll be all right after a while.
How do I go with you?
Just take my hand. Quickly. Quickly.
Oh, can't I write a letter? Just a short one?
I'm sorry, Arthur. I can't wait.
Well, couldn't you come back for me a little later? I wouldn't go away. So many things I've just thought of to do. I've just got a wonderful idea for a symphony. I can hear it just as plain. Oh, it's beautiful. If you could only hear it. Just give me a few minutes to get it down on paper.
It's lovely, I dare say, but I can't.
Oh, you've just got to. It's such a lovely strain. Please.
You always do get around me, don't you? But not too long, mind.
Thanks so much. I'll be here waiting when you come back for me.
No, I won't be back here for you. I'll pick you up on the road to Vimy in 5 minutes. I'll meet you in an ambulance. Au revoir, Elena.
On the road to Vimy. 5 minutes. Oh, 5 minutes. Oh, Lorna.
Coming to.
Hello. Where's...
Take it easy, bud. You're hit, but we'll have you in the hospital before you know it.
Where am I?
In the ambulance.
Ambulance?
Yep.
No, not in an ambulance. Don't you see, she'll find me here.
He's delirious.
No ambulance. I won't go. I won't. Let me out of here.
I'll take it easy, buddy. In a little while, you'll be resting in a nice hospital in Bordeaux.
Bordeaux?
Yes, the base hospital at Bordeaux.
Bordeaux. She'll never find me there. She expects me in Vimy. I fooled her.
You know, Bill, I don't like this road at all. They've got the range.
Water. Somebody give me a drink of water.
Water's no good for stomach wounds, buddy. They'll give you a shot of morphine when you get to the base.
Bordeaux.
Save your strength, bud. Don't talk. Hey, what's the...
What's the matter?
Oh, what is it, Fred?
That's as close as I want to come, boy. Shell dropped right in front of us. There's a hole there like the Grand Canyon.
Gee, we're lucky.
Yeah, but we'll never get past this shell hole.
Can I have a little water?
Take it easy, son. We can't get through to Bordeaux. But you all be all right in a few minutes.
Oh, a few minutes. I can't stand it anymore.
Don't worry, kid. As soon as I get this crate turned around, I'll really step on it.
Turn around? Where are we going?
To the emergency hospital at Vimy. Ladies and gentlemen, the little sketch you have just heard points an accusing finger at the grim futility and stark horror of war. Today, with the ominous growling of the dogs of war reaching the ears of this nation and the panic clutching the heart of Europe, I think we should take one moment to offer a fervent prayer in a plea for peace. Thank you.
Tonight, Meredith Wilson presents in the MGM Concert Hall the composition of the immortal Brahms, who, while he wrote great symphonies, was not above composing simple but spirited melodies based on folklore. Meredith presents the famous Hungarian dance, number 5.
By the far away. Follow the road and drink to come. High up, come along. Day is breaking, let us now awake, rolling skyward till the end of day. Then what yearning lingers in a gypsy melody. The gypsy life is the one for me. Ah, 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 hey!
Meredith, that was marvelous. Excuse me. Hello? No, Mr. Morgan's not here right now. He went out to hire a nurse. The American Legion? Oh. Yes, Colonel. Yes, we knew that, Colonel. Yes, Colonel. Yes, sir. I'll have him call you right back.
What's the matter, Bob?
Oh, that Morgan's going to ruin us with everybody. Last week he represented himself as a general to get votes from the veterans, and the Legion boys are out to scalp him.
Yeah, here he comes now.
By George, that's the last time I'll do business with that hospital. Is my eye swollen, Taylor?
Not yet, but I see what you mean.
What happened? I was interviewing three nurses in the dispensary when some silly orderly came along and turned on the lights.
Turned on the light.
Well, how did I know it was his sister?
Frank, what were you doing interviewing nurses in the dark?
Well, these were night nurses. I'll tell you, boys, when I'm elected to the Senate, there's going to be something...
Now, wait a minute, Frank.
Yeah.
Here's a message for you to call the American Legion.
Ah, my campaign is beginning to bear fruit.
Raspberries.
Yes. Hand me that instrument. I had an idea the Legion wouldn't let down their old buddy. Yes. Oh, hello? Hello, Colonel. Yes. This is General Morgan. Why, Colonel. Yes, sir. Yes, Colonel. That's, imposter. Fraud. Cheat. Yes, Yes, sir. Well, goodbye, Colonel.
What did he say, Frank?
Well, most of it was personal. But, confidentially, fellas, the Legion has found another citation in my war record, and they want to decorate me.
Decorate you? They'll black your other eye, you swindler.
What? What do you mean?
I just got through talking to the colonel.
Oh, you did? Well, I've got to go, and...
Come here. The colonel said you spent most of your military career in the brig, General Morgan.
Brig, yes. Well, I was a brigadier general. Thought they had me that time.
All right, laugh this off.
Yes?
The colonel claims you were kicked out of your regiment for stealing pup tents.
Now he's gone too far. That's liable, gentlemen, and I'll sue the U.S. Army in the morning for every cent they're worth.
You're going to sue the whole Army?
Yes, and the Navy. And you can rest assured that my brother members of the Bar Association will stand shoulder to shoulder with me in my fight.
The Bar Association. Are you going to have the colossal effrontery to represent yourself as an attorney, Mr. Morgan?
Judge Mornings, sir. U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, 12th District, 2nd Session, 3rd degree. And when it comes to libel, I'm the greatest living authority on that branch of the law, and that's the truth.
Listen, Your Honor, you may fool Bob Young with this stuff, but I know that you and the truth are total strangers.
Bob, now let me tell you the plain, unvarnished story of my life. And if you doubt any point, just speak up.
Go ahead.
My law career began in my native state of Illinois, where I was born in a log cabin built by my own hands.
Don't stop me. I'll start varnishing in a minute.
Every day I trudged miles to school, and I did my studying at night by the light of a log fire. Then when I was old enough to wield an axe, I became known locally as Honest Frank, the rail splitter. I grew into a tall, gawky boy. And it was about this time that I met Nancy. Our friendship ripened...
Hey, wait a minute, Frank. That's not you. That's Lincoln.
Lincoln?
Yeah.
Lincoln. Yes. Well, Lincoln, Nebraska was where I began my practice of law.
Who's talking about Lincoln, Nebraska?
Mr. Taylor. He's a native of Nebraska, and he'll support my contention there is such a town as Lincoln. Is that correct, Mr. Taylor?
Well, you see...
Answer yes or no, please.
Yes, sir, there is.
Well, the state rests. Well, I hung out my shingle in Lincoln, and I'll never forget my first case. My client was an unfortunate man accused of stealing a chicken, 2 inner tubes, and a tennis racket. I was convinced of his innocence from the start. And the trial was over. The jury, without even leaving the jury box, voted a unanimous verdict of acquittal.
That was your first case, huh, Frank?
Yes, sir. And at the time, it didn't look like much of a start because my client was unable to pay my cash fee. But honest lad that he was, he offered to pay me in trade.
What did he give you, Frank?
Chicken, 2 inner tubes, and a tennis racket. But, of course, the case that won me my judgeship is often referred to as the Morgan murder case.
Who'd you kill, Frank?
3 members of the jury. You'll find the case listed in the reports under State versus Gilhooly. New York, 347, U.S. 218, Wisconsin, 489, train now leaving on track 7. How did that get in here?
What about Gilhooly?
Oh, yes. Yes, well, they had a very flimsy case against him, but the boy was smart enough to come to the most celebrated criminal lawyer of the day, just to be on the safe side. I'll skip the weeks of drudgery I went through in building up my defense, bribing witnesses, gathering evidence. Suffice it to say that I was thoroughly prepared when the trial opened. Order in the court.
Pardon.
What happened to Gilhooly, Frank?
Well, Bob, the district attorney was rather an unscrupulous fellow, and the case went badly during the trial. But when I came to my summation, my speech to the jury made legal history. I made them laugh. I made them cry. I twisted them like putty in my hands. I finally finished. And when anyone that was there will tell you, gentlemen, that if it hadn't been for my speech to the jury, they'd have given poor Gilhooly 20 years.
What happened to him, Frank?
They hung him. Well, so long, fellas. I got to go and see a man about getting off jury duty. I guess.
Okay, Ted Pearson, it's your turn. Say, what's that you're carrying in each hand?
I'll show you, Bob. It's an ordinary container and a can, both unopened. Here, take this package. You smell anything?
Smell anything? I should say I do. I smell coffee, and it certainly smells good.
Well, that's just what it is, all right. It is coffee. And now take this other one and smell it.
Ah, Maxwell House coffee. No, can't smell a thing, not a thing.
Of course you can, for Maxwell House is packed in the airtight super vacuum can. Friends, that coffee aroma Bob spoke of coming from the ordinary container was coffee flavor being wasted. Flavor escaping while he held it right there in his hand. And that's flavor no one will ever get in the cup. You see, all coffee, whether ground or in the whole bean, flavor the moment it's roasted. And ground coffee, when packed in ordinary containers where the air can get at it, loses as much as 45%, nearly half its flavor in only 9 days. But Maxwell House coffee is taken fresh and fragrant from the roasting ovens, packed in that super vacuum can from which all air is removed, and then sealed so no air can reach the coffee afterward. You get it roast or fresh. That means full flavor in the cup. And of course, with the new Maxwell House, this flavor is now richer, mellower, smoother than ever before. And to help you make a better cup of coffee, to help you get all this new richness in the cup every time, we offer the new Maxwell House in 2 grinds. Now, if you make your coffee by the drip method, get the special drip grind for every type of drip or glass coffee maker. If you make percolator or boiled coffee, then get the regular grind for better results by this method. So if you haven't yet tried this new Maxwell House, by all means do. It's the coffee you'll find now at all grocers in the same familiar blue can you've always known. And it's selling at low prices friendly to your budget. Why don't you try it tomorrow?
Now a new romantic song, a song of old Hawaii. And Meredith Wilson plays it so beguilingly it will transport you right to those beautiful islands. I can practically see Diamond Head right now. Play it, Meredith.
There's a silver moon, a symphony of stars, and a moon or two, and the hum of soft guitar. There's a fragrance hiding in the
And now we present another in the series of satires that proved so popular with our listeners last season. This one is titled, If Men Gave Showers for Grooms Like Women Do for Brides. Frank Morgan and Bob Young are in Morgan's dining room, setting the table for the afternoon's luncheon shower in honor of groom-to-be Ted Pearson.
Young, isn't it positively thrilling? Just think, little Teddy Pearson getting married.
Finally.
Yes, and such a nice girl. Has she got a good job?
I'll say. She's basketball coach at USC.
Oh, the athletic type, huh? Well, all I say is I mustn't forget lemons for tea.
Lemons?
Yes.
Oh, that reminds me. Is Meredith Wilson coming to the shower today?
Yes, but I hope he's not the first one. He always eats up the olives and celery and things before anyone else gets a chance for a morsel.
Yeah. Oh, it's the door, Morgan. You'd better answer it yourself. I have to run in and fix my hair before the others get here. It's a mess.
You in there, Morgan. It's me, Wilson.
Oh, I knew it. Come on in, Wilson.
Morgan, your front door was wide open, so I just walked right on.
Yes.
Oh, will you just look at those lovely olives and that celery? I'll nibble on some till lunch. I'm positively famished.
Yes, go right ahead, Wilson. That's what they're here for.
This is goody, yum, yum.
Yes.
Oh, Wilson, how are you?
Hello, Young. I didn't know you were here. My, you look stunning.
Oh. How can you say that? You know my hair looks like the wrath of fury. I've been in the other room trying to comb this mop of mine. But I had it washed this morning. I can't do a thing with it.
Well, believe me, I know how that is. You should have my hair.
No thanks.
I sit in the barber chair for hours getting those new Curly Q shampoos. That's celery. And by the time I get home, my hair's just as straight as a string.
Have you tried those new egg shampoos? They're divine. You just beat up 2 eggs and rub them in your scalp.
I tried one the other morning, and about an hour later I was walking out in the hot sun. My head broke out in little omelets.
Say, fellows, just look out this window. Here comes Hanley Stafford in a brand new car.
Well, it can't be his. He couldn't afford one at his salary. After all, stenographers can only make so much, just stenographing.
No, Young, don't be catty.
Well, hello, man. Am I late?
Oh, no, of course not, silly boy. We were all just admiring your new car.
Oh, isn't it just too precious? I'm so thrilled with it. I'm just goosey pimply all over. I won it.
You won it?
Mm-hmm. Well, that is, I didn't exactly win it. You know how long I've been saving soap coupons.
Just years.
Well, I finally got enough coupons, and the soap company gave me the car. Now I have to find a nice place to park it.
Park it? Why, Stafford, I know good and well that your house has 2-car garage.
Yes, but there's no room for my car. The garage is full of soap.
Oh. Do you mind if I gargle?
Oh, that Wilson. Say, I wonder what's happened to Pearson. I'm worried about him.
Yes, I'm worried about him, too. Besides, I'm awfully hungry.
Oh. Between your gargling and your eating, that mouth of yours leads a very busy life.
I'm worried about Pearson myself. I hope nothing's happened about the wedding, I mean. Not that I'm one to talk, but he's been jilted before, you know.
Really? Why? When?
Well... I don't know the absolute details, but from what Marvin Skank wrote to Harry Curlin, who phoned me at Bob O'Donnell's house, Pearson has been jilted 4 times before, and right at the altar, too.
4 times? And at the altar? Why, you don't mean that.
Well, putting it mildly, the rice has been kicked around so much it looks like caviar.
Quiet, men. Here comes Pearson now.
Tally-ho, fellows, tally-ho. Well, here I am at last.
Here comes the grooving.
Oh, boys, you embarrass me. I'm so sorry that I was late, but I was visiting with Jake Lubin, and then I had to go to the church to arrange about the ushers and the bridesmaids and things.
Well, some men like all that fuss. But Peggy and I just ran off and were married by Justice of the Peace.
Yeah, the way you two always battle, I thought it must have been the Secretary of War.
Oh, don't let those old married men dampen your spirits, Pearson.
Oh.
All I can say is that I hope your wife is as sweet and considerate as my Betty.
Oh, isn't that a heavenly thought?
I'll never forget when we were newlyweds and moved into our new house. It was so romantic the way she sort of just lifted me in her arms and carried me across the threshold.
Come on, open it. All right. Oh, gee, this is exciting. Let's see. Oh, who's this present one? Why, it's from Bob Young.
Yeah.
Oh, Young, you shouldn't have, really.
Go on, look at it.
Oh, a rolling pin. It's one of those new glass ones. Isn't it lovely?
Yes, you can put ice in it. I use one for making my frozen ice cream peach artichoke quickie muffins. They're wonderful.
Open up my present next, Pearson. It's that great big box there with the velvet chartreuse ribbon around it.
Oh, I wonder what it is. Why, Stafford, you shouldn't have, really.
Oh, I sincerely hope you'll like it.
Like it? Why, boys, look at this new, lovely drip coffee maker. Why, it's just darling. And these 2 precious little cans of Maxwell House coffee to match. Oh, Stafford, what lovely taste you have.
Oh, it's nothing, really.
You can open my present later. Can't we eat now?
No, not yet. Now, Pearson, open that present there.
Oh, it must be from you, Morgan.
Oh, well,
Oh, you shouldn't have, really.
It's the phone. I'll get it. Now, don't open my present yet. Hello? Who? Oh, Pearson, it's for you. Your father.
Oh. Hello, Papa. What? No, it can't be.
Well, what's the matter, Pearson? What's happened?
Oh, what's happened? I've been jilted again. Oh, this is awful. My fiancée just ran off and married Johnny Murphy, my best boy chum. Goodbye.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Well, what did I tell you, boys? I knew it. Come on.
Come on, fellas, let's eat. I'm
Okay,
starved.
yeah, let's eat. Come on. Well, all right.
Well, that's about all for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But next week, we're going to have another marvelous good news show for you. Fanny Bryce, Hanley Stafford, Frank Morgan, Florence Rice, Meredith Wilson. The popular young tenor, Phil Regan. And from the world of sport, the celebrated veteran of 1,000,000 battles in the ring, and now a motion picture star, Slapsy Maxie Rosenblum. And as an extra added attraction, your master of ceremonies will be our brilliant guest star tonight, Robert Taylor.
Thank you very much, Bob. You know, I think, as everybody else does, that you're doing a terrific job on this program.
Thank you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Young won't be with us next week because he's going to be working in the new Joan Crawford picture, The Shining Hour. But in his absence, we'll all do our best to make the Good News program a shining hour of fine entertainment. So I'll see you next Thursday, and in the meantime, remember to go to the movies and take the family with you. This is Bob Taylor saying good night.
And Bob Young saying au revoir.
We'll see you in the movies.
Heard on tonight's program was I've Got a Pocketful of Dreams from Sing You Sinners, and I've Got a Date with a Dream from My Lucky Star. This is Ted Pearson saying good night and good luck for the makers of Maxwell House, the coffee that's always good to the last drop. National Broadcasting Company.